The thunder doesn't wake you. You are the thunder. You open your eyes, and the sky obeys. Clouds split. Lightning cracks across the Aegean like a whip across a slave's back. Mortals below drop to their knees, cover their children's eyes, and whisper your name, Zeus. And you sit there on a throne carved from the bones of the world itself, and you feel absolutely nothing. That's the part no one tells you. Not the poets, not the priests, not the terrified kings who build you temples hoping you won't destroy them. They all got it wrong. This isn't power. This is a sentence. Before the throne, before the lightning, before the name, you are nothing but potential. Your father, Cronus, the titan who devoured time itself, swallowed your siblings whole, one by one. Hera, Poseidon, Demeter, Hestia, Hades, each one a threat, each one a meal. He felt it too, you see. The paranoia, the prophecy that whispered in the back of his skull every single night, your child will destroy you. So he ate his children to silence the prophecy. Your mother, Rhea, was smarter. She wrapped a stone in swaddling cloth and handed it to your father. He swallowed it without looking. You were smuggled to a cave in Crete, hidden, raised by a goat named Amalthea and nymphs who dared not speak too loudly. You were born, and the first lesson life taught you was this: survive by disappearing. Remember that lesson. You'll need it. You grow up in darkness, not metaphorical darkness, real darkness, stone walls, dripping water, the bleating of a goat, the smell of milk and damp earth, and the distant salt-stung Aegean wind. You don't have a kingdom. You don't have subjects. You have silence and hunger and the slow building awareness that somewhere out there your father is eating the world. This is where the rage begins. Not the hot, explosive rage of a child, but the cold, patient kind. The kind that calcifies over years into something unrecognizable. Something that looks from the outside exactly like ambition. You train alone. You plan alone, you stare at the cave ceiling and count the drips of water, and you make a promise to the darkness. I will never be swallowed. When you finally move, you move decisively. You disguise yourself as Cronus's cupbearer. You poison his drink, not to kill him, but to make him vomit. And he does. Up come your siblings, one by one, fully grown, gasping and furious and ready. The Titanomachy. 10 years of war that shook the cosmos to its foundations. Mountains hurled like stones. The sea boiling black. The sky cracking under the weight of forces that petated human language. You win. Of course you win. You had planned this since the cave. But here's what the victory poems always leave out. After the last Titan falls, after the chains are fitted, and the prison of Tartarus is sealed, you stand in the wreckage of a universe and realize you are now the thing everyone else will spend eternity plotting to destroy. Congratulations. You, Poseidon Hades. 3 brothers, 3 straws. Sky, sea, underworld. You get the sky, the throne, the top position, the visible position. And the moment the lots are drawn, you watch something change in your brother's eyes. Not quite hatred. Not yet. But the architecture of a future grudge, the slow, careful construction of resentment. You rule the sky, but you can never turn your back on the sea. This is what you wanted. Mount Olympus, the Great Hall. 12 gods arranged like a court, each one powerful enough to end civilizations, each one technically loyal to you. Technically. You sit on the throne, and you feel the prayers for the first time. All of them, at once. Millions of mortal voices pouring into your consciousness like a river forced through a keyhole. A farmer in Thessaly begging for rain, a general in Sparta asking for victory, a mother in Athens on her knees weeping, offering everything she has so her son survives the fever. You hear all of it. You cannot respond to all of it. The ones you ignore die anyway. And you sit there, sovereign and omnipotent, and you smell the burnt offerings rising from 10,000 altars, the sweet rot of ambrosia mixed with scorched animal flesh, and the unmistakable acrid stench of human terror, and you realize this throne is not a seat. It's a trial that never ends. You take Hera as your queen. Not because you love her, though perhaps once in some early age you did, but because it is correct. Because the king needs a queen. Because the structure of Olympus demands it. Hera is brilliant and fierce and utterly aware of every single thing you do. You are unfaithful. Constantly, compulsively, mortals, goddesses, nymphs you pursue them all with the desperation of someone trying to feel something. Anything. This is not desire. Not really. This is a god trying to remember what it felt like to be alive in a cave in Crete when the future was still open, when you were still becoming something instead of being something frozen in place. Hera punishes your lovers, your children, your legacies, and you let her, because you know somewhere in the cold marble center of your divine chest that she is not wrong. You have many. Too many. The myths lose count, so do you. But each one that is born powerful enough to matter becomes a new source of the old fear. The prophecy doesn't stop with Cronus. It echoes forward. A sun will rise. A sun will replace you. You hear it in the way Ares holds a spear. You see it in Athena's strategic eyes. You feel it in Apollo's light. Too bright, too perfect, too popular. You don't swallow them. You're not your father. But you watch them constantly. You arrange their lives like pieces on a board. You send them on quests. You give them monsters to fight and mortals to rule and wars to manage. Not because you want them powerful, but because a busy child is a distracted child. The floor of Olympus is cold marble, and you pace it at night, barefoot, and you feel the chill of it through your divine souls like a reminder, nothing here is warm, not even the home of the gods. There is one you consume, Metis, the titaness of wisdom, your first wife, the most dangerous mind in creation. The oracle tells you, her son will be greater than his father, and you, the rebel who escaped being swallowed, become the tyrant who swallows. You tell yourself it's different. You tell yourself it's strategy, not fear. You tell yourself Cronus was weak, and you are simply careful. But alone, in the hours before dawn, when the prayers go temporarily quiet and the Olympian halls feel cavernous and infinite, you sit with the truth. You did exactly what your father did, and Athena will still be born, fully armored, screaming, directly from your skull. Some prophecies don't bend. They wait. No one talks about this part. Immortality is not golden. You have watched 1,000 generations of humans rise, build, love, war, and vanish. You have seen cities that once shook the earth turn to dust and grass. You have watched languages die, religions shift, your own name change shape across 100 cultures. And you are still here, still sitting. The prayers change, the faces change, the offerings change, but the throne doesn't change. The cold marble doesn't change. The paranoia doesn't change. You are eternal. An eternity from the inside looks exactly like a prison sentence with no release date. Something is shifting. You can feel it the way you feel weather. Not see it, just feel it. A drop in atmospheric pressure. A change in the quality of the silence. The prayers are quieter now, fewer. The temples in Athens are empty on certain days. The offerings are smaller. The mortals have found new things to fear, new things to worship, new stories to tell themselves at night. Your power doesn't disappear, but your relevance does. And you learn across these quiet, erosive centuries that relevance and power are not the same thing. You can hold lightning in your fist and still be forgotten. You can shake the heavens and still have no one look up. A forgotten king is not a king. He is just an old man on a very high mountain. Tonight, something pulls your gaze to the edge of the hall. A figure, young, powerful, standing just beyond the torchlight, watching. The way you once watched Cronus, the way a student watches a teacher they've already surpassed, the way a wave watches the shore, patient, inevitable, building. You know that posture? You invented it. And so you return to the beginning. Not as a child hidden in a cave, but as the king sitting on the throne, gripping the lightning bolt that no longer feels like power, feeling the cold marble beneath your feet, hearing the distant whisper of prayers going unanswered. The prophecy was never about one moment. It is the architecture of the universe itself. Every throne creates the rebel who will take it. Every king raises the son who will break him. Every Cronus creates a Zeus. Every Zeus creates whatever comes next. You sit in the half-dark. You hear the thunder outside, your thunder, and for one terrible, lucid second, you don't know if you made it or if it's coming for you. You close your eyes, the marble is cold, the prayers are quiet, and somewhere in the shadows behind you, something young and hungry takes one step closer. The cycle doesn't end. It was never supposed to.